Hello and welcome to the Swine Brothers Show, episode 93 for the 4th of July, 2016. If you'd like to get in contact with the show, you can email us at ellinthemood@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers, and Twitter is SwineBros666. Hi, I'm your host, Ellie Lindemood. Alongside me here we have...
I am the Jim. I like seeing ducks on fire and people with hatchets.
And I'm Chaswold Almighty.
Chaz, turn whatever you're watching off.
I'm just about to.
We are happy to be here. 4th of July. It's the summer of 2016. Hotter than hell. And that's very loud and distracting.
Sorry. It was the hangout to this thing. I didn't realise I'd left it open, and so obviously this started coming through.
Yeah, I thought it was my annoying voice. So we have stuff to talk about.
Do you have any other type?
My less annoying voice.
Ooh, can we see that one day?
Anyway, we have stuff to talk about, so I suppose we should get right into it. By the way, there will be no show this Friday or next Monday.
Chaswold could do one by himself.
No, we can't.
Where did that come from?
No, we can't. I don't trust. You can do a show by yourself on your account. Yes, I agree.
I just don't know why you don't trust me.
I trust Jim a lot more than you do. A lot more than you.
Even though I'd just be belching, farting, and drunk.
Yes, that would be an awesome show. First of all, congratulations to Coven for signing an international management agreement. Hopefully this means that when they release an album, people will actually fucking know about it. That was really annoying when I couldn't actually get any information on the last album. Hail Jinx Dawson. Congratulations to Christina Nielsen for winning her second IMSA Sports Car Championship race, the 6 hours at the Glen. And congratulations to the other drivers who also did well, especially the Ford team. And congratulations to me for being fucking amazing. So, I suppose we should get right into it then, shall we?
Starting off today's palette, we have Online Bigots Beware! Hello, Racist is going to expose you on the internet. Which I say that there's already a few cock pics of me floating around between ex-girlfriends. Go ahead, have at it. And I didn't give it to them till they requested.
I think it's a different expose, Jim.
Ah, fuck. Anyways, this is from Raw Story, which we know rips off other sites whenever it can.
Liberal clickbait.
While social media and can be an absolute cesspool, seemingly overpopulated by anonymous trolls spewing their special brand of hatred against anyone who is not like them. That's both sides of the aisle there.
Yep.
There are also those who have no qualms about making bigoted comments under their own names on Twitter or Fuckbook.
Fuckbook?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I make bigoted comments, mainly, well, as you said, playful shit posting or whatever you call it.
Got to do the occasional shit post.
Yeah.
It's what keeps free speech alive.
I've stopped. I've stopped because I couldn't look at myself after that. It's just, I stopped shit posting.
You couldn't look at yourself? What, in the mirror?
I was just like, wow, I've become the very person I hate. So I've stopped shit posting.
So my question is, would looking at yourself constitute playing with yourself? I mean, it would have to be there just so you could get a firm grasp of how you actually look.
But, I mean, here's the thing. The much more pertinent question we need to answer. If you had sex with your clone, would that be wanking or would that be homo?
The world may never know.
Well, the only way I'd have sex with my clone is if it was a girl. So... And then I don't think I would like her very much, because I don't like my personality all that much on other people. That's the problem I have with me. I kind of like me, but if I met me, I would hate me. Anyway.
That is where the big Hello Bigot website comes in, reports the Huffington Post.
Is this just going to be another liberal database where they can put all of the people they don't like on it?
I remember when they tried that People website where you rate people. It was spelled P-E-E-P.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to get to the point where it's no different to like the McCarthyist idea of having communist lists. You know, putting people on the Commie Watch fucking database.
Absolutely no reflection on how this mimics other things done in history and why they failed and why they sucked. Oh God, I was watching a fucking documentary on the gulags in fucking the old USSR.
Siberia.
Mm-hmm. And they were interviewing this one guy, and he's like, well, you know, if you refuse to answer any questions during their interrogations, which they just interrogated you to see what other crimes you would confess to when prompted to. So refusing to answer the question would mean, yeah, I'm not going to fucking admit the crimes I didn't pull off.
Yeah.
What they would do is they'd put you in this place called the ice box, which they had cold water running across the floor constantly. And the only way this one guy could catch 30-minute clips of sleep is if he propped himself up on top of cans and used his boots as a pillow. Because there was no other fucking way to escape it. You know, as water's running over you, you're not going to be able to fucking sleep, especially that cold.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And this is how they got you to confess to crimes you never did.
Yep. Left, right, all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Authoritarianists tend to be.
That's my opinion of you, Chaz. I said it even before you said it. Anything, so there you go. Anyway.
With an assist from members of the Hello Racist Facebook community, Hello Bigot shines a light on the racists among us, allowing followers to spread the word via social media and not-so-secret lives. Of the not-so-secret lives of folks who can't seem to help themselves when it comes to posting hateful memes and horrific comments.
Why does it matter if they post hateful comments? Unfriend them or ignore them?
Or block them.
Why does it matter to you? I mean, I'd sometimes rather see that than all the atheists and all the liberals talking about shit. I told one guy who posted something truly horrific, in all seriousness, and I said, you know what? As vile as your post, I don't remember what it was, but it was just like, as vile as your post was, I almost welcome it just because it was a different opinion to the atheist liberal thing that I've been hearing. I'm not saying I disagree with it. I'm just saying it was just like, wow, I get to hear a different opinion. Cool.
Oh. And also the concept of microaggressions. Something could be completely innocent and benign, yet, oh my God, you're a racist. Because
Yeah, this does just sound like it's going to turn into witch hunts.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds like an internet witch hunt, like a social media witch hunt. The court of public opinion.
Exactly.
I mean, what's next? We can just have, you know, hello pedo. You know, not actually any proof that you are a paedophile, but somebody said you look like one, so we've got to hang you.
Yeah. And me with short hair, I look like a pedophile. This is why I keep my hair long. That way I do not have that association. With a helpful submission button, Hello Bigot followers must provide their own names and other personal information along with a link to the offending post and screenshots. Case in point, oh, I love this. Danny Clayton of Texas. We know who you are.
We know who you are.
So can you just search people and see if they've been put on this thing or what?
I'm going to search Jim Thompson.
Oh, yeah, you'll see shit there, probably.
Do a search for Jim Thompson, everyone.
Hey, who posted an old black and white photo of legal Italian immigrant children holding American flags with the comment, "That's because they are white and have common sense and loved being American citizens, not like the niggers and sand niggers or wetbacks we have in this country now."
What?
Well, that's obviously racist there, but still, I've seen that used. I've actually seen that picture, and it's been the most of the people I've seen repost it have had things like, "See, they may have gotten the shaft for this or that, but they were still proud to be here, and they still worked their way in." And that's the usual comments I see according to that, not that. Ugh. Anyways, in an interview with Nancy Laws of HuffPost, the founder of Hello Bigot, who wishes to remain anonymous, obviously, explains why they feel the need to, as they call it, expose a racist. There are so many people and segments of society who are still stuck in a place where, for whatever reason, be it hate, ignorance, how they were raised, where they live, etc., racism is still acceptable behavior. Yeah, well, we used to point and laugh at it, but you're making it more and more acceptable by doing this bitch fit. It's still systematically a part of some people's cultures, lives, and mindset, they explained, before adding that those people need to be confronted with their actions.
Okay. Why? I mean, I'm not saying what they say is not vile, but just ignore them.
Or debate them if you feel so fucking inclined. They might be a cretin, but you'll expose the idea for what it is for others to see, hey, this is complete idiocy.
To those who say the idea is well and truly exposed, you'd be surprised.
There are still a surprising number of people who are racist, who really shouldn't be because of who they are and what they do professionally, who, if they are racist, they have the potential to ruin people's lives when they let their racist biases and prejudices creep in and affect their professional decisions and judgments in ways that are completely incomprehensible and illegal. If it's illegal, get the courts involved.
Yeah, I mean, they have a point about illegal things such as, I mean, you know what I've always said, if you're working for the state, if you're working for a company that does things, then you have to do them. But if you own the company, you don't have to serve anyone you don't want to serve. It sucks, I know, but it's true.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, with a lot of these situations, though, you'll get somebody who's refused service in an establishment because they're drunk. But they will then turn it round to being about the fact that they're black.
I was refused service because I was drunk, and, that means they hate blind people.
Yeah.
I was refused service at a bar because I was drunk. Ha ha ha. Anyway.
I was refused service at a bar because I was drunk, but that just means they hated me because I was bipolar.
Yeah, I can see why. Although personally, I just get you more drunk. I'd either try to kill you or make you do something funny.
Yay, watch this. Ah, my arm!
Yes.
And that really shouldn't happen in today's society, the site founder continued. I'm speaking about people who serve society in roles as police officers, teachers, public officials, doctors, bankers, realtors, judges, CEOs, and others.
YouTubers.
Yay. It's very critical information to understand if people are filling important roles in society, are racist, and are making decisions and judgments that affect people of all races. This sounds fine and dandy on the surface, but you know what it's going to be used for. Fucking some poor schmuck who just happens to be a complete idiot is going to be ousted of a job
Oh,
And the more poor
some
schmucks,
innocuous comment on Twitter as well.
and they were, I mean, their job was working as a landscaper or garbage man or, just something that people usually look down on or is fucking, just your typical grunt peon laborer. But you get enough of those and you know who's going to have the sympathetic ear come to them? The very people you're fucking protesting against. Because now they've been wronged by fucking society.
Yep, and then you get things like Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get shit like Trump and God.
You're just creating your own enemies here. Go fuck off.
Yep.
Asked how the site can make a difference by outing bigoted or racist commentary, the answer was fairly simple. I think when some people are confronted and called out about their racism, it actually does change them. My own quote here is usually for the fucking worse because it only proves their point.
Yeah, that there are people like that like to feel persecuted. So then it's, well, they're against me now. I better go deeper into this. I don't want to go with them. I don't want to go where they are, because they're against me. They're not listening to what I'm saying. I want to go. So then all of a sudden you have fucking casual guy becomes a Stormfront user.
You see, within my own experiences, within the 12 steps according to Jesus cult that I used as a homeless shelter, they really like to reinforce the whole entire you'll be persecuted for your faith idea, even though Christianity is the mainstream faith here. But they pushed that so that you would feel validated in any form of bullshit they fed you. It's like, okay, well, this is happening, therefore that means I must be on the right track. That is the fucking mentality.
Yep.
So all you're doing is, and my friends who were fucking neo-Nazis before, they said, well, the mainstream is going to reject these ideas because everyone's brainwashed into blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. So the more you fucking stomped on them, for being racist, the more it reasserted their racist ideals. That's why I fucking debated them as a friend, because A, they were friends, and B, it dealt a lot heavier of a blow to their racist mentality to the point where they eventually gave it up.
Because you talked to them, you didn't.
I didn't sit there and say, you're a racist, you're bad, blah, blah, blah. I was like, dude, well, this idea is kind of bullshit because of this, that, the other thing. And they're like, okay, well, bring some different research to the table then. And I couldn't use certain sources. Ironically, the sources they told me I couldn't use were mostly the prestigious colleges, which I found out were biased years later. But that's another story entirely. Still, the only way you could get past this by treating people like people, not like, you're the ultimate evil, go away.
You're the ultimate evil, go away. You're the ultimate evil, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
You're the ultimate evil, go away. That sounds like a Christian rock song.
Doesn't it? Whereas Asher,
I kind of feel like it'd be a country version if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Whereas we would be, you're the ultimate evil, come inside.
You want to hear some major projection going on? Very
Sure.
next line. They become ashamed and embarrassed. No, they don't. They become proud to be part of whatever the fuck it is that they're part of because you're validating their existence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they learn not to do it again. Won't they learn to better hide their shit and go underground further, thus culminating their numbers higher whenever people get upset about the fucking mainstream? They start digging in the underground, and what the hell are they going to find?
They learn to isolate themselves and not even talk to people who are on the opposite side. Because, they think that if you talk to people on the opposite side, all you're going to get is shit, and they don't want to do that. So we don't want to talk to anyone on the opposite side anymore because all we get is yelled at.
Wow, this next sentence actually makes sense after all this fucking bullshit. People learn to be racist. Yes, they do. And I like to believe that most people at heart don't really believe in racism or subscribe to it. No, they don't, but you're going to push more and more to, because the further you go down the line, especially if you start adopting these microaggressions, which we know the people that are going to be on this site are going to fucking love, it's going to piss off a lot of people who aren't racist. And they're going to eventually start fucking dealing out their own fucking misgivings.
I don't know if you'll go from complete not racist to racist, but you might go into a different direction. It might go into a conspiracy theory direction. You might take up Lyndon LaRouche. Who the fuck knows?
It all depends.
Or you might just become a serial killer.
They just are, because that's what they learned to do, and were never told not to or confronted by anyone to tell them that it's wrong. Well, just fucking putting their name out there for people to say, see, look, here's a racist. That's not really confronting them. That's just fucking finger pointing.
And it doesn't work. I mean, it works in outing them, but it doesn't work in actually teaching them anything. That's the thing. I thought we were
have to sit there, listen to the idea, and then dissect it point for point, showing them which points are wrong and why, backing your things up with certain evidence and, other shit. Yes. Even if it's anecdotal evidence, you can still fucking win the arguments. But this whole entire, let's not even argue, let's just call them racist. That'll shame them out of racism. No, that's not going to work.
It also, you're asserting some sort of object morality around how races can interact. That's the other thing. And then it's like you elect yourself arbiter of what's good and evil.
What is good is everything I hate. What is evil is everything I love.
That sounds like a Deicide song. By the way, we have a viewer. Hello, viewer. Leave a comment and tell us who you are.
It's probably Wolf King, because no one joined his hangout.
Yes.
Pressed about their own anonymity, threats and lawsuits come to mind. They explained to laws. Legal threats, threats of violence. Some are laughable, some are very real and concerning. To the extent possible, I'd like to keep these threats out of other aspects of my life. Being anonymous allows me to do that. To which I say, don't you think that this whole entire concept is just going to do the same exact fucking bullshit you're trying to avoid by being anonymous, by removing any anonymity from these other people you're trying to finger point at?
Well, I think it's a not a slippery slope, but it's a one side is right, one side is wrong, one side deserves it, one side doesn't, according to them. I think people with abhorrent ideas should be talked to. They shouldn't be yelled at and shamed. They should be talked to and debated, as Jim said.
Mm-hmm. I mean, fuck. Just the whole damn premise is fucking wrong. Let's treat people like they're not people. Let's turn them into objects, which is what we hate having ourselves turned into, which is what we protest against, because objectification is wrong, but we will objectify these people. God. What morons. Zero introspection. Zero. So, let's see what they would be outing here. This is from An Elegant Life by Jennifer, spreading positivity through Jesus Christ. The blog entry is America's Martyr, no race mixing.
Right, I found this, and this was almost a little too vile for me to post.
Yes, and I thank you for posting it, because it is that vile. We went from the left, let's go to the right.
Viewer, be warned.
This is the type of racism they would be outing.
Which doesn't really matter, because she kind of added herself here.
Yeah. Friends, I invite you to ponder the image above. The beautiful woman is Christy Sheets. the Texas wife and mother who is being vilified in the media for shooting and killing her teenage daughters.
Well, yeah. Yeah, anyone who shoots and kills their teenage daughters, I think deserves to be vilified.
Yes.
Is she really, is she that beautiful? Describe her. Or does she look crazy?
She looks like one of those people that's like in their 30s to 40s that would pass as like, you know, the mainstream model hot, I guess, that they put on like TV shows, but still.
So vapid.
Yeah, vapid. It looks like.
Apparently, with a lot of firepower. Anyway, why did she? I think I need to. It gets worse.
Oh yeah, the very next sentence, it just starts spiraling down. So that was bad enough. The implication. It makes for a great headline in mainstream media, but what goes unsaid is even more powerful. Amen, Jesus. I don't know. Fuck.
I actually debated not sharing this.
But I am glad you did.
I know, but you know why I did. I almost thought she didn't deserve the airtime, but...
Well, we're going to be airing two stories from the left. Let's put the right into perspective.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely, but, oh, wow.
Because the very next one is going to be the type of racists they're not going to out on that network. This is one of the ones they will. A devout Republican and gun rights advocate, she no doubt discovered that both her daughters had been promiscuous and were sleeping with black boys. And she took it upon herself to put an end to that cycle. Fuck.
Oh my God. Why?
Yeah, that's racism in a nutshell there.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
You had the black cock. Now it is time to die, even if you say you will never touch it again, because you touch it once and you must die for our Lord and Savior.
Oh, no. You got the black cock, now you get the Glock. We still have a viewer, they haven't left yet.
Do you know, that's probably me still having the window open.
Keep it open.
She was brave enough to stand up and say, "Enough! Not in my house." And she should be lauded.
For killing people, not just for saying not in my house, for killing.
Yes, not killing just anyone, her own flesh and blood.
Fuck.
Race mixing is not only an ungodly thing. Oh, fuck.
God, this is vile.
That just brings back memories, hearing that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I know.
God. How many
I've
times
read,
I've had to debate that point?
I've read like Varg Vikernes and things. Continue, please, before I just shoot myself.
I just want to say, you realize Jesus wasn't white, right?
Yeah.
It causes such confusion and humiliation, not only for the children born of this sin, but for the grandparents who would have to carry out this burden. Miss Sheets was the picture of elegance, and I know she would not want to have to explain to her friends why she was carrying around a yellow mixed baby that her promiscuous daughter had created. Oh, God. You know, my grandmother was biased as hell. Not like flat out racist, but she was biased and she didn't believe in race mixing. You know, even though, like, you know, everyone's fine and dandy on their own, just don't bring it into my house. So whenever I brought my grandchildren, she held them, she played with them, she treated them like regular people. You know, so
I don't know what to say, honestly. I'm
just like a fucking great grandma should, you know. And this is just what? Mm.
Do you know what? I wonder if racists will make one of these things, one of these lists. I wonder if you'll see one like Muzzy Simps or something like that, and it would just
Oh, they
catalog
have lists.
everything.
Oh, they have lists like this. Oh yeah, they have
But
them.
like on a
Race.
website way with these sorts of things.
They like race trader lists.
You could try. Oh yeah, I'm on some of them.
Hmm.
Not the big ones, but the small ones. I'm on some of them. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's underground, so you don't know the existence of it. But that's only because they were forced to go underground, and no one wants to hear. But you do the digging, yeah. These things exist. Miss Sheets was the picture of elegance, and I know she would not want to have to explain to her friend. Yeah, okay. Rather than being forced into this life of depravity and sin, she chose to go down on grasping her weapon in the name of God.
Praise the Lord and shoot the fucking kids. What is wrong with these people?
It's a it's a holy Smith and Wesson +5 versus evil. Oh God. As far as I'm concerned, she is a martyr for Christ. It would be horribly tragic if my ability to protect myself or my family were to be taken away. But that's exactly what Democrats are determined to do by banning semi-automatic handguns, she wrote in March, along with an anti-gun control video. Well, I'm against a lot of the more retarded forms of gun control myself, but
Let me just ask a
yeah.
question, Jim. Do you need a semi-automatic weapon to protect your family, or do you need a shotgun or a rifle or some, that can do some damage, that can scare people? Do you really need a submachine gun?
I would like a submachine gun just because
No,
that would be fun
no,
as
no,
fuck to
no, no, no,
fire.
no, 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 no. We all know you would like a submachine gun. We all know I would like a submachine gun. Do you need a submachine gun?
No, I don't need a submachine gun,
Okay.
but I
Yes.
would like one.
We all would, but that's what I'm. But yeah, you don't need a sub. I mean,
You do.
This
You
is
need a submachine gun to stop Obama from taking away your guns.
you need a submachine gun to hunt squirrels.
yes, because I am a horrible shot.
Wait, I thought you said you were a great
50
shot.
bullets. Shut up.
I ruined your fun.
She was just your typical wife and mother, doing everything she could to protect her children from the promiscuous and sinful life they had become sucked into. So you protect them by putting bullets in them. Good job.
I just love how he told me to shut up. I just ruined your life right there.
Before we slander her name or make her out to be a villain, I think we should take a moment of silence and appreciate her bravery and her devout will to die for Christ.
Holy shit. No, this isn't real.
This is real.
No, it isn't.
It's real.
It's fake.
Except that it's real.
I can't hear you.
Indeed, my friends, and glory be to God as always, for He is in control. XOXO, Jen. Fuck.
What? I can't hear you. It's fake. Blah 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 blah.
This is real. Bravery and her devout will to die for Christ by putting bullets in everyone she ever loved than herself. The end.
Fuck.
Oh, God. So, yeah, that's a very abhorrent idea that really needs dissected more.
I I think it needs to be run over a couple times, too.
Yeah, it does. That's why you need to dissect it. 'Cause there's so much that... Fuck.
That's just...
Love thy enemies. Bless those who persecute you. Oh, by the way, if your fucking kids fuck any niggers, go shoot them in the head. Yeah. The words of Christ right there. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
Now we have 2 viewers.
Hooray.
Leave a comment. We don't have this chat bar working, but you can leave a comment.
Yeah.
Oh, good God. That's possibly the most vile story I think we've ever read here.
On and on south of heaven. These are the types of racists that will not make the Hello Bigot boards. Elite kindergarten through 8 school teaches white students they're born racist. An elite Manhattan school is teaching white students as young as 6 they're born racist and should feel guilty from white privilege while heaping praise and cupcakes on their black peers. How could this go wrong?
How could it go wrong?
I don't know.
Every way.
I don't know, getting jealous that they're getting cupcakes based solely on the skin color and you're not getting them based solely on your skin color might lead some of the students to give that person who wrote the last article more credence. Just think about it. Fuck.
Which wouldn't be good.
No, it wouldn't be good because then you got a bunch of gun crazy people. And I don't want my kids getting shot just because they were born the way they are.
And I wouldn't want my future kids, if I ever have any kids, getting shot because they were promiscuous with other races. I think that's an abhorrent idea.
I mean, hell, they're half black, half white. Well, mostly half black, mostly half white. There's a little bit of mixing going on, but still.
Good fucking God.
So, yeah, thank you for vilifying my children on both ends of this. Administrators at the Bank Street School for Children on the Upper West Side claim it's a novel approach to fighting discrimination. No, it's just going to breed more on both sides. Enjoy, yeah. Fuckers.
And you wonder why Trump's so popular.
Mm-hmm.
People are looking for voices.
And that several other private New York schools are doing it. But even liberal parents aren't buying it. They shouldn't. We're talking about kindergarten through 8, where the only thing they're bringing in is what their parents taught them. If their parents taught them that everybody's a human being, regardless of the color of their skin, this is just going to punish them for crimes they have never committed.
And things they've never thought.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to make them start thinking the things you don't want them to think.
If your parents, rather than hiding reality from you, sit down and explain to you what racism is, why it's absurd, rather than trying to hide reality from you, talk to your kids and tell them. I mean, I'm not saying tell them everything because they can't understand it, but when they're a certain age, when they've reached the age where they're starting to comprehend the world, sit down and explain what racism is, or if you see it on the news, tell them what it is and tell them why it's wrong. Tell them why you should think for yourself, and tell them why it's not very cool to hate people for no fucking reason. Also, tell people to listen. Also, tell your kids to listen to Swine Brothers.
Yes, we may corrupt them, but it'll be good corruption. They needed it anyway.
And tell them to vote for me for president in about 20 years.
The liberal parents complain that the K-8 school of 430 kids is separating whites in classes where they're made to feel awful about their whiteness, and all the kids of color in other rooms where they're taught to feel proud about their race and are rewarded with treats and other privileges.
Great, and then you just get more racists and Nazis and David Dukes because people.
Well, essentially, you're just giving them the blacks behaving like Nazis, and then you're just going to create the Nietzsche response of when fighting monsters you become them. That's essentially what's going to happen.
There we go. Now that's a good analogy there.
Yeah, but I still want to tape Chaz's mouth shut and throw him off a cliff.
Yes, but he served his purpose this episode with that one line. So you could do so now. Ever since Ferguson, the school has been increasing anti-white propaganda in its curriculum, said a parent who requested anonymity because he has children currently enrolled at school. He needs that anonymity because Hello Bigot is going to fucking post who the hell he is anyway.
Yes.
I do wonder how quickly this will lead to people phoning people's employers, writing to people's employers, and like being like, oh, you know, this guy, he works at this McDonald's in this place. You know, he's an evil bigot, and, you know, I'm going to tell you a bunch of things that he never said or that I've taken out of context. And this is the reason why you should have him fired and filleted.
Oh, it's already happening. Oh, it's well and truly happening.
And then we'll have people's homes petrol bombed. Like, do you remember when everybody went pedo hysterical back in the 2000s?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like that. We're going to have pedo hysteria. We're going to get, you know, a bunch of yobbo men walking around with, you know, the old sort of pitchforks and burning torches, and they're not going to be looking to go around and, you know, kill the nasty pedos and, you know, firebomb their home. No, it'll be some guy on the internet who somebody on Twitter accused of saying something racist and not realizing that it was meant ironically or as satire.
See, I still remember the last legs of the satanic ritual abuse panic that was fucking sweeping the U.S. here. God, I'm still the satanic baby killer of Jeanette, by the way. I used to, the old fucking rumor was I had at least 1,000 infant corpses in my backyard, but after my dad's fucking house went up for a sheriff's sale, that changed to me just handing the babies directly over to Satan through an evil vortex to hell.
And the funny thing is, you were never a Satanist.
Mm-mm.
I think that's the funny thing is I am actually a Satanist.
Nope, never a Satanist, not even close. Closer to pagan.
Pagan's cool.
Back then I was pagan.
Pagan's cool, but Satan.
Satan.
Because the universe has to be destroyed and we have to go back to chaos.
Satan has the better toys.
Yes, but I got the drugs. They grow naturally.
Well, anyway, fuck you.
Bank Street has created a dedicated space in the school for kids of color, where they're embraced by minority instructors and encouraged to voice their feelings and share experiences about being a kid of color, according to school presentation slides obtained by the Post.
See, I never had, we were all treated as one, group. It didn't matter what the fuck color you were. Like, we learned about a little everything. We learned a little bit about Kwanzaa, which I still think is bullshit. But anyway, we learned about Hanukkah. We learned about Black History Month. And we learned about everything. We learned about German, a little bit. We learned everything. It wasn't just...
See, I went to Catholic school, right? Well, I went to... right? Now, here's the thing. Ours was that there was Christianity, which was about 80% of the religious study stuff that we did. And then the rest of it was like, there are people who believe slightly different stuff to the truth, and this is what these people believe. We'd literally only spend one lesson on Buddhism, because some of the students actually knew more than the teacher did.
That's nice.
Obviously they're worried about promoting these obviously wrong, evil beliefs that lead to Satanism.
And that would only drive more Satanists, because fuck. When I was in the partial program, there was this chick that came from a fucking Catholic school, and she was there because she was deemed to be insane, because she went from being perfect Catholic girl into full-blown Satanist doing rituals with this other guy I knew was an overt Satanist in the classroom. talking about drinking cum as part of a ritual or something.
I've never experienced that, I'll put it that way, but I do know some rituals. Nothing about cum, though.
Yeah, well, so you can use the male or female, but you have to do it because bloody, 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 bloody. And I forget what the bloody, bloody, bloody what was, because I wasn't paying attention back then, because I was a sweet, innocent little kid trying to do my own thing, even though I wanted to kill people.
If I had known you for various periods of your life, you'd probably have a lot more beatings.
And I probably would have been turned more evil than I am.
I would have just constantly beat the crap out of you. Fast forward to you 40 years later, it's just like fucking serial killer. You did this to me. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that'd probably be it there. I am grateful for the opportunity to. Meanwhile, white kids are herded into separate classrooms and taught to raise their awareness of the prevalence of whiteness and privilege. Which is going to be fucking real easy here because it's a private school, and 9 chances out of 10, most of the students are going to be fucking coming from better off families and not realizing it's the wealth that gives them the privilege, not the color of their skin.
Well, yeah, if you try to do this with some school in like the fucking pits of New York.
Mm-hmm. Fuck. Just go to the fucking trailer park out in the middle of the fucking pissy, hell, even the trailer park around here, you'll see how fucking privileged white people are there. As fucking broken and down and out they are. Or hell, the projects, where I know there's a shit ton of fucking white people in the projects around here, and see how fucking fallen and degraded they are. That's your privilege, to be treated like a useless piece of human shit.
Or your experience, your personal experience.
Oh, homeless? That was beautiful. Challenge notions of color blindness and assumptions of normal, good, and American.
Wait, so you shouldn't be colorblind. You should think of people as something different than you, not just think of everyone as one big, humanity. So
no! If you don't see race, what you're trying to do is you're secretly trying to erase their race and ignore it.
Well, I just don't give a shit. So, yes, I am actually trying to ignore it.
So there's no such thing as normal, good, or American, according to this class. You have to be white, black, Hispanic, or whatever the hell else they're going to push, and base your judgments on other people off that criteria as the first step. Yeah, this isn't going to break racism at all.
You know what, Jim? I would like if they got a couple Indians, though. There's one image I would just have the Indians beat like the biggest white guy up, just once. I want to see that, and then after that, I'll join you in the fight.
Okay.
I'm a little bit sociopathic, so yeah.
And understand their and own European ancestry and see the tie to privilege.
I don't know what Europe. I mean, I know I'm kind of German.
I don't know. I mean, how often have the peasantry been treated like shit throughout European history?
Yeah, I doubt my ancestors, whoever they may be, were aristocrats.
Yeah, what privilege was there in...
well, you weren't slaves.
Even though some were. But, okay, whatever.
Yeah, right. That's my point.
Fuck.
Thank you for getting the sarcasm, stupid.
Thank you for being stupid.
I wasn't being stupid, I was being sarcastic.
Fuck off.
Fuck you. No, if we ever meet, the first thing I might do is beat the shit out of you.
Likewise. And then we can be friends, lying, bleeding on the ground. You're too exhausted to throw any more punches. Drawing towards the fucking beer.
Yeah.
This a little bit. So I know how to cause some real damage to all my years alive, but the fact I have all those years on me means I can't take a beating like I used to.
Good. I'm fat and blind.
Yay. The same slides point out that a number of the leading private schools across the country have also segregated students by race-based affinity groups. We're back at segregation era fucking politics. Thank you. You know, I support the ability to self-segregate. I do not agree with this at all in the fucking public forums. Even though it's a private school, it's... Oh, fuck.
And you know what's going to happen is, okay, so they're K through 8. I know someone who went to a private school through middle school and then went to high school, just a normal private school without any of the segregation shit. And I know the shit that she, I mean, because just imagine, because she was a Christian, so she went to a private Christian school. And then she went to my high school and met me on her first day.
And
okay?
She was traumatized crying in the corner.
Yes, actually. She had to have her mom come in. It was fucking... She's actually gotten a lot better about it, but it was just... So, she went from... But, like I said, she went from small little Christian school to... Hi there. So, just imagine if you go from this, where you know, what, on both sides, be it white, non, whatever, and you go from private school to public school, and you think you're going to be treated like that, you know, some coddled, either you're great or you're not great, and you're throwing, look here, you little asshole.
Oh, God.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, just the fucking... Oh, God. The idiocy, though, is what's getting me. We're doing this so people stop being racist, but we're all the while creating racists of our own. On all sides of the fucking spectrum, you're gonna not only fucking create a fucking entire new league of fucking black supremacists, you're going to fucking also indoctrinate all the white kids into fucking becoming neo-Nazis and Klansmen on their own.
Either they're going to be a neo-Nazis or they're just going to be the most self-pitying emo kids.
And then commit suicide, and you're going to wonder why they're all committing suicide the moment they hit public school or anything outside this private school system.
I mean, I'm all for teaching people that racism exists in the past, maybe, and still exists today. I'm all for that, and I'm all for showing people what whites have done, but also what every other group has done, what's happened in Africa, things like that. I'm all for that. What I'm not for is advancing some sort of agenda where we have to promote certain things. I mean, you know, there have been a lot of atrocities in Africa not caused by whites.
Mm-hmm.
There have been. Look at the shit that's hitting the fan in Mexico, big time. And look at Brazil, Rio, the Olympics, where, you know, like, athletes are getting mugged and the stadium doesn't exist or whatever the fuck. Oh, isn't that glorious?
Fuck.
You know, I might actually have to watch the Olympics this year just to see if anyone gets shot.
Yeah, really. It lists several in New York, including Riverdale Country School, Brooklyn Friends School, the Cathedral School, the Calhoun School, Ethical Culture Fieldston School, and Little Red Schoolhouse, and Elizabeth Irwin High School. Oh, God, these people are going to need fucking safe spaces from their safe spaces. Because they're so fucking ill-prepared for real life.
Oh, by the way, we lost a viewer.
Yay.
Probably offended them.
Mm-hmm. Under Bank Street's racial justice advocacy curriculum, I'm just trying to purge the attempt to process that because that's complete idiocy. We're going to teach you to be advocates for an ideology. I mean, It would be like fucking if, oh god, Westboro Baptist Church was teaching a fucking class. Fuck.
What? Oh, sorry. I thought Chaz was about to say something.
Nope.
He's just enjoying watching my brain melt. Parents say teachers push white kids to grapple with America's history of racism. Oh, God. I'm just sitting here thinking of all the articles we have read about people going on pissant shit, turning non-issues into issues, creating issues out of thin air, shitting them on them all, to the point where whenever we come across an article which actually might have some merit to it, we had to fucking sit there and just say, wait a minute, this might actually be real. Fuck. You know, we're just so used to...
That's the one good thing about this show is that it's really opened our minds up to, well, there is actually some real things here. You know, there's actually something to this. And then, oh, no, there isn't something. You know, it all depends on the context and the site and things like that. So it is interesting. And we do sometimes look shit up and go, oh, we were wrong. All the times Jim believes in some sort of joke article, and I have to tell them, it's a joke site, stupid.
Yeah, because I was fucking being a moron.
Yes, you are. But and by the way, Snopes is one of our best friends.
Yeah. That has slowly grown into our fucking blood.
Calm down.
Also, dealing with America's history of racism. You just tell them what happened and the factors why it happened, why it was fucked up it happened, but you don't say the kids are part of the problem because their ancestors did some fucking bullshit. You tell them about the positive changes they can fucking make and what positive changes have already occurred, what still needs worked on maybe, and what, but God, what the fucking concept of what the fuck needs worked on anymore. Like I said, it's been like 95% of the articles we read are complete fucking bullshit versus that 5% which are like, wow, this is fucked up. It might be real.
When I was in school, that's what we did. We basically just learned about slavery. We learned about the conditions of the slaves. We learned about why they, you know, about the history. We learned, but it was never, and you white people are responsible for it even today. It was just, here's what happened. And I was talking to a black friend of mine about slavery, just, you know, parents, and he was like, well, yeah, and then the Brits stopped it in this era, you know, and we were just talking about things like the Underground Railroad thing, and he was like, and you're the problem because you were born 150 years after it ended, you white fucker. It was just, we were just literally just having an interesting conversation about the Civil War and why the South fought, and a lot of people were kind of deluded, of course the army, the greater cause of the South. A lot of the Southerners were propagandized by that, as a good propaganda should, of course. So yeah, we just but it wasn't a blame the white person thing.
Mm. Then they indoctrinate them into thinking systemic racism still exists. Once again, this is one of those things where it depends upon where the fuck you live, and it's not as widespread as fucking people like to say. It's just pockets here and there. Hell, even the South, where you would assume it's fucking rampant everywhere, only has pockets. Some of them are sizable, but still, it's not.
Yeah, you won't see much of it in the big cities because the big cities are very much metropolitanized.
Mm-hmm. Plus, the whole entire thing of saying it's systemic, the way they teach it, I've seen it fucking play out on millions of fucking articles, millions of fucking debates and shit online, is that they blame the entire system as opposed to the pockets where it still exists. And they completely ignore where the racism has actually been inverted. Where now, like this, fucking teaching fucking white kids they're fucking pieces of shit for being white. That how you were born is why the fuck you are a piece of shit.
Yep, it's garbage. Garbage. as the French would say. But then they would say that.
You know, now I'm glad we did that fucking righty piece before coming into this lefty one.
Good God, though, that was vile.
That was vile. That's just as vile as the shit going down here.
Yeah, but I mean, the good thing is it's private school, so. I mean, if you're a private school, there's a 70% chance you're an asshole to begin with, or will be an asshole anyway. So at least it's not the fucking public school.
Unfortunately, it's a lot of these private schools that breed the politicians of tomorrow.
Yes, I know, and that's why I'm fucking leaving this country. Actually, that's not why I'm leaving this country, but still. I'm actually leaving because maybe I can actually be successful in other places. Whereas here I'm fucking doomed to rot with these morons on my fucking show forever. Hi, guys.
Yeah. And that they're part of the problem and must hold themselves accountable even for acts of racism committed by others. Guilt by association, and it is fucking just the color of your skin that is so it's not even a true association. It's just you share a similar skin tone. Just sitting here thinking, you know, I've bumped into a few Muslims here and there, and they were decent people. And they fucking decry at the top of their lungs the fucking actions taken by these fucking morons shooting up places, blowing themselves up and shit. You know? So, you know, even just sitting there saying your religion and skin tone or why you're a fucking terrorist. No, it doesn't work that way. And this is exactly what you're doing to fucking white kids.
That's exactly what I told to Scott whenever he starts fucking talking bullshit about Islam. I keep telling him, look, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, I know that, but still, it is. And I'm just like...
Even though, yes, statistically within recent years, the majority of attacks have come from, you know, people from radicalized Islam. Fucking shit, you know. It's not the entirety. It's like saying, you know, all blacks are bad because blacks rob liquor stores. Or
all Satanists kill cats. In fact, even the theistic ones I've talked to, they love animals. Now, humans they hate.
No problem in sacrificing a human. Unfortunately, it's a bit more difficult to get away with that.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know. There's certain chemicals, certain methodologies one can take. I mean, there's limits to forensic science.
Yes, but I don't want to do that. I just want to blatantly shove a dagger through someone's chest.
Yeah.
Do you know what you do?
I'll go and singing in the rain. Singing in the rain.
Singing in the blood. That was Jim singing, everyone. I know your ears just popped because it's a horrible sound.
Key, yeah.
Yeah, you can't sing.
100% of the curriculum is what whites have done to other races, said another Bank Street parent. They offer nothing that would balance the story. I'm sitting here thinking exactly what would balance the story, but really, if all you're doing is wanting to finger point,
what would balance? Wait! What would balance the story? Atrocities in Asia committed by Asians, atrocities by Africa. I mean, Pol Pot, basically showing that race or tribal hatred in Africa or things like that. Basically showing them that racism isn't just white on white. It's not. It's white on everyone else. It's not just. It could be every other place. So tell them about, you know, the Hutus and the Tutsis. Tell them. I know that wasn't really, but that was tribalism, which is about the same damn thing. So tell them about that. Tell them about fucking, you know.
You know what I think it is, right? And you've just kind of almost ironically, without realising it, hit the nail on the head. See, when there's no sort of smelly brown foreigner or smelly white foreigner to hate, then you start hating the people who wear a different colour shirt or, you know, pray to a slightly different god than you. Yeah, they look like you, but there's some other arbitrary aspect about them you want to pick to hate them on and, you know, have a hatred. But then when somebody comes along, you all unite And I think the only way we can get rid of racism is we need aliens to come down, because then there won't be anybody worried about, you know, the niggers or the spooks or, you know, all of them other epithets they can throw out, the crackers and all that. No, we'll all be too badly worried about the funny blue people that have suddenly started coming around a bit to take our jobs.
But that's my point, is basically to even the story out. Tell them about other incidents of racial violence in other parts of the world that don't involve whites, or talk about the brutal warfare between Maoris and New Zealanders in some parts of the island, you know. So talk about...
My entire point with...
Sorry, you go ahead, Jim.
Okay. My entire point with being unable to balance the story is the fact that these stories are specifically designed to breed guilt for being white,
I know,
to fucking finger point. So there's no sane way of balancing the story. If you were to re-gear the thing to doing what, you know, you're thinking, which is,
that's
you know,
what they're
just
saying.
teaching history, but they're not doing that.
That's what the parent means by balancing the story, is basically re-gearing it and basically teaching history and, you know, showing that it doesn't matter what color you are. Humans are just a cruel species.
I mean, fuck, you know, some of the people who profited the most of the transatlantic slave trade were black people selling other black people into slavery.
That they had conquered in tribal warfare.
Mm-hmm.
It's how, because you know all of this thing of, like, you know, it's our tribal chieftains and stuff like that were sold into slavery. It wasn't like there were a bunch of black people who were happily winding their way across the savannah, then these evil white men just sort of rode past in jeeps and threw fucking catch nets on them and then dragged them away. No, they didn't have to do that, because there were black people already doing that to them anyway. They were coming in, they were, you know, killing people, they were taking people captive.
I mean, you had black nations fucking rooting out fucking sedition. You had the black tribes, as you said, going at it. And one of the main things you do with the prisoners is sell them off.
Because if you take people as slaves for various different things, and you'd sell them.
There's there were a decent portion of the fucking slaves that were just fucking prisoners of war, but because times were different, and if you look throughout history, this is what traditionally happened to fucking prisoners of war. They were put into slavery because they picked the wrong side of whatever conflict, and the wrong side isn't like, oh wow, they were evil or anything. It was just they were on the losing side.
Yeah, the wrong side is they lost, whatever side that.
Yeah, wartime, everybody doesn't get participation medals.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Added the parent, who asked to go unnamed. Any questions they can't answer, they rationalize under the pretense of institutional racism, which is never really defined. Which reminds me of the entire anti-fucking elitist argument we encountered. Though we got a much better definition off the last guy.
Yeah, but he hasn't come back.
Oh God!
You know, he never came on the chat after that. I haven't seen him at all. I don't think he left. He just doesn't come on.
Yeah.
That's fine.
The program, these parents say, deliberately instills in white children a strong sense of guilt about their race. Some kids come home in tears saying, "I'm a bad person." Kindergartners coming home saying they're a bad person, and they did nothing. It's just the fact they're white.
That's it's kind of a contrast to how you actually react if you did something bad in kindergarten. You come home and go, "Nothing happened. I heard you had a bad day." No, I had a good day, because you want to fucking get out of getting punished, so you just lie.
Yeah.
Even though,
hell, if you're being 100% honest, it's like, yeah, I, put thumbtacks on the teacher's chair, then pissed on her desk.
See, I was 100% lying, even when, like, they had a note from the principal. I would always deny it and say the principal hated me. Never got away with it, but, there was always a slim chance that I would, so, what's wrong with lying?
They say white kids are being brainwashed into thinking any success they achieve is unearned. Indeed, a young white girl is seen confessing on a Bank Street video, "I feel guilty for having a privilege I don't deserve."
I think whatever success this show gets will be earned because we've worked our ass off for about a year now, and we have 2 viewers, live viewers even.
Hey, live viewers, we never get those.
No, we never do. So
Uh,
I'd say I think we earned some of our success.
Parents, moreover, say the classroom segregation only breeds resentment. Younger children, for instance, feel left out when the kids of color come back to the main classroom munching on cupcakes they were given in their affinity group.
Yeah, of course they do. And then they fucking, well, they get cupcakes, well, let's hate them. Because they get cupcakes and they get special treatment when we get pissed on. Do you not see how the cycle starts over and over and over? And people wonder why people like Donald Trump and Stormfront are gaining popularity these days. People honestly ask me, well, why do you think Trump's popular these days? Because this. People want an alternative voice, a voice who will side with them, even if it's absurd and insane. God damn it.
I think it's also because with somebody like Trump, yeah, and with like a lot of these sort of like lower candidates, they can say whatever they like. You know, it's like, oh yeah, he's the voice of reason because, you know, he doesn't work for the Illuminati people or he doesn't work for these people because he's got more money than all of these people, so why would he work for them? You know, he doesn't work for your Rothschild bank, he's not.
Well, that's what Jim was talking about, is that Trump's like one of the only people who isn't, owned by a corporation. Of course, Trump is his own corporation, but still.
Yeah, he's not owned by a corporation. People see that and they're like, oh, let's go for that. I mean, there are so many factors that go into why he's a thing, and people just want to turn a blind eye to that shit and just go off the rails screaming, everyone's racist. And the more they do it, the more people are like, you know what, Trump seems like a viable option.
See, the problem is that you've got the news, politicians, and corporations. Now, these are all people with varying power because they have, you know, obviously the population. Businesses obviously need the population to make money. The businesses need the population to make money. People need the corporations to make their stuff and give them jobs. We need the media to keep us informed. They need us to consume products.
Well, the media doesn't keep us informed anymore. The media now reflects our opinions. It's not even about keeping us informed anymore. The media now, all it does is it reflects our opinions, and I have to look for other places to get actually informed, because all I see are a bunch of fucking vox pops about some moron from Detroit saying, yeah, I think Trump's a good guy because he speaks for me. And I'm like, I don't care what the general public thinks.
The divisive program is run by Anshu Wahi, a longtime social justice activist who's held the title of Director of Diversity.
I mean, like, I criticize the NASCAR Drive for Diversity program, which is basically exactly what you'd think it would be, because it places more on camera presence and more on, oh my god, you're black or Asian, let's get him on than actual driving talent. See, I'm all for driving talent. You know, I like a lot of female drivers who can drive the shit out of cars, because I'm a race fan. I like, I don't like diversity for the sake of diversity. I think if all the best racing drivers were males, or white males, sure. The thing is that they're not all, as I've explained. So I like who's fast and, who can freaking drive cars.
Just who was that you said you didn't like because the media kept pushing her as the next?
Oh, Danica Patrick. Danica Patrick.
Okay.
Well, the funny thing is she's 35. She's been doing this for 12 years, and she's won one race in 12 years.
Versus the one chick you were ranting about that was your favorite, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so glad she won.
Christina Nielsen. And there's Jamie Chadwick from British GT, who won 4 races in a championship last year in a semi-major series. Well, yeah, I'd say major series. And she's only 17. Well, she was
That's it.
17 last year. So I like people like that who get results and who maybe don't write the. I mean, and then there's Shea Holbrook who has some kind of you know hype around her because she owns her own team. Not just a racer but also owns the team. But she's successful as well.
God. So, and this is pretty much the trend I've seen, because how many bands have you seen the media push that were mediocre at best, completely fucking sucked balls out
And worse.
worse, just because, they had the right color of skin or had tits or whatever, versus, the chicks and bands that fucking totally kicked ass that they don't even bother pushing too much, if at all.
They could never do Dark and Nocturne Slaughter Cult because it's just too good. I mean, I've seen some articles about Coven, and they talk about how Jinx was an important woman of rock, but it's mainly about the music and about what she did in '69 before Sabbath ever did. And that's why, I like Coven for the music, plus Jinx is fucking awesome. But yeah, I mean, and even novelty bands, some could say Girl School is a novelty band because they were an all-female. You can call them, I call them Motorhead, but much better looking.
Mm-hmm.
They're an all-female, but yet they actually, they were an all-female band in the '80s, so they were kind of a novelty band, all-female metalhead or whatever. Yet they kicked ass. Bitch was kind of a novelty band because of that, S&M whip. I think you've seen the pictures, right? The fucking S&M, and yet they kicked ass. So even bands with some sort of novelty factor, I mean, you could say that Iron Maiden was a fucking novelty band in a way, in the way that they looked and shit, or Priest too. But yet so even bands with some sort of novelty, oh look, it's an all-girl band playing metal, they could still kick ass. So if the media would promote good female metal bands or good, black metal bands, sorry, all black, or whatever, that would be. But the one they promote are just meh, and I promote the good stuff. So listen to me when I give you I mean.
So, but the whole thing here, I want to since it seems the media wants to push the mediocre ones or the ones that completely suck, and not really want to push the ones that are actually kick-ass that happen to fit the mold of what they want to push.
Well, I'll go back to racing drivers for a second, okay? Because that's just that's what I know. I know why Nielsen isn't getting promotion. A, she's from Denmark, not America, okay? Which is strike one with the fucking morons. 2, she's in the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, which is a big series, but it ain't NASCAR and it's not the Indy 500. Danica Patrick was in the Indy 500 and wasn't afraid of exploiting her image, wasn't afraid of going on commercials and going on talk shows and, playing up to her image. Sarah Fisher she was kind of, I guess you'd call her the girl before Danica Patrick. She did that too, but she had some good results, but once Danica came, she was, asked out. Before that, you had Lynn St. James, who, in my opinion, was held back because of she was a 45-year-old rookie. So that kind of held her back in terms of promotion. But I thought she had a lot of talent. She just never could, quite get a full-time ride. Plus, she was a bit old for IndyCar. I mean, IndyCar is a sport of young people. I mean, shit. But so that's why Nielsen isn't getting promoted, is because A, she's Danish. She's racing in a GT car, not one of those futuristic prototypes, and because she's in a series that isn't well known. But if she wins the championship, which undoubtedly she will, I think the promotion will be heavy, but it'll be deserved promotion rather than look at this. She finished 4th in the Indy 500 one year on a total fluke. So that's the reason Darkened Nocturne Slaughter Cult doesn't get A, the name's fucking hard to pronounce. B, they're from Germany, and C, they're fucking underground black metal. Demonic Christ doesn't get promoted because I guess some members made some racist comments back in the 90s, and that's, oh my god. Miracur gets promoted because the singer is well known in the indie pop circles, and she's a model. So she looks good and is recognizable on the circuit and plays inoffensive music. not going to say it's bad. I don't consider it a bad band. I just consider it listenable.
Mediocre. I hear mediocrity, which is like, okay, well, I won't get pissed off if it comes on, but at the same time, I'm not going to go out of my way to fucking find it.
Nope. I have it on my hard drive, but that took all of 45 seconds. So, there you go. Because my friend gave it to me, both the EP and the demo, the demo or EP and the album, just like, hey, check this out. And I was like, it's decent. I'll keep it, you know. But
she's been at Bank Street since 2013 as the director of diversity, and she referred questions to the school's communications office, which did not respond to requests for comment.
Of course not.
Lovely. Still, Wahi's radical beliefs come into clear view from recorded conversations with parents, as well as handouts and emails to the parents. She believes the answer to racism is teaching white kids to see race in everything. A process called white racial socialization.
The answer to racism is to get people not to see bullshit things like... I mean, I like using the word culture because race is just bullshit. So I'll say that, I mean, I'm not going to say I ignore everyone's culture, but, you know, your culture is your business. It ain't mine. If we're fucking talking about metal, if you want to show me metal that embraces Middle Eastern influences, by all means, fucking go ahead. But, you know, there's a fine line between, I mean, I'm not saying be completely culture blind, but I'm also not saying see it in everything.
Well, you know who else focuses on seeing race in everything?
It's Stuart Donaldson.
Yes. Yes, I've known people like that.
Bound for Glory.
Everything. Literally in everything. So if you're pushing them to see race in everything, I've debated people who saw race in everything. They were neo-Nazis.
Yeah, and then you're fucking gonna get little kids singing "He was Sammy Jackson."
Exactly. Fuck. Well, let's see what this pamphlet has to say. Advice on speaking with your children about issues related to race and racial identity information.
Oh, fuck me, Jesus.
Try to understand the question asked before offering information. Examples. Where did you hear that word? Who said it? Explain the meaning and talk about it, describing the word or phrase as positive or negative and why. That's accusatory.
Yeah, but I mean, she has a point in a broad context.
The first sentence was something, but then the questions were all accusatory.
Yeah, I know.
Or, why are you asking that question?
You can raise that question without being accusatory. Fuck.
Why? No. Why are you asking that question? So you're going to shut out any form of dissent, any form of questioning of what the fuck is going on, any use of logic.
Well, I think
you're supposed to fucking say, they got a question, answer it.
Well, okay, here, I'm not, I think what she just means is basically, and I'm not on hers, but I'm just saying, for this, I think she just means how did you hear this question? Why are you asking, see, that, you know, how I would interpret is, why are you asking this because you heard it somewhere, or do you just think, you know, so there is a sort of point to that, but it is done in a very retarded fashion. Anyway, continue.
Where did you learn that? Number 2.
I learned it from the streets when I was pimping my ass. Says a 5-year-old.
Number 2. Be concrete. Don't give more information than is asked for.
If you ask me one more question, I'm going to encase you in fucking concrete.
Example. Why is Sammy Jackson's skin color brown? Answer.
No, he was black. And a cripple at that.
Fuck. Because his birth parents are also have brown skin. Young children usually ask about physical appearances. Be prepared to talk about how skin tones come in all colors, then comes from three things: ancestors, the sun, and melanin.
When I beat you up, you turn black and blue.
So you say, don't give more information than what's asked for, but you're telling them to give more information. That's what's asked for.
Because apparently we need to know that.
uh,
Whereas I just assumed that people just were different skin colors. I didn't give a shit. Like, well, there's different colors and people, yeah, okay.
You can wonder out loud that skin color is not really black, white, or yellow, yet people describe it that way. Wow, one sentence.
I don't care, I'm blind. Next question.
3. Choose language that is age appropriate. Okay.
You stupid cunt!
4. Use the school's resources. Always share the child's question with your child's teacher, your division coordinator, the director of diversity, or the teacher's or the school psychologist.
Mr. Johnson, my kid asks why you beat the shit out of him every day. 'Cause your kid's an asshole. Okay.
Ah, fuck. We found a sinner. A sinner. Here's a witch. Burn her at the stake.
Don't burn the witch.
They may be all to offer you some useful language.
Tell the kid if you ask another question, you're gonna beat it.
By sharing your child's concern, we can not only help you if necessary, but also support your child and their classmates in school.
By giving them the answer we want them to have.
Yeah. No questioning things on your own. Fuck.
Question things on your own, and you might wind up with answers we don't want you to have, and you can't have that. Welcome to Mindfuck. Have a nice day.
Number 5, don't wait for your child to bring topics of race and ethnicity to your attention. Initiate conversations as you read books together.
Okay, well, I don't know about books, but if it's on the news or something and the child sees it, and your child...
Yeah.
You could bring it up then, but just random. So, and then the little boy... Oh, by the way, Tommy, we're going to stop here, and I'm going to teach you what black people are.
Yeah. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. By the way, racism is bad. Fuck.
Then Jill put on her death metal clothes and became the lead singer of Futurist and stabbed Jack in the face 25 times.
There we go. That's good. And ensure that the books have characters from diverse backgrounds.
Oh, fuck, they're going to hate me for reading Lovecraft. Well, Lovecraft's racist, so he's going to hate me for that anyway.
Yeah, but still, why? I mean, fuck.
I mean, have you ever read
books where everyone is scum?
I mean, have you ever read a book where you're like, this needs another white person, or this needs it's a fucking book.
Children's brains change and develop, so they will understand and process race in different ways as they mature. Keep talking. Ask them what they think. Gently help them understand when misconceptions occur.
I think you've been hitting the booze, Daddy.
Also, fucking brainwash the kids. This is steps that the 12 steps according to Jesus cult used. Keep asking Jim what he thinks about Jesus.
What do you think about Jesus, Jim?
I'd like to fucking have a hole in my own hand so I can masturbate better.
Okay.
And gently help them understand when misconceptions occur. And read the provided articles for further insight and advice.
Oh, fuck me, no. They've provided articles.
Yeah.
It's a cult, people.
Forget teaching them to be colorblind. That's a cop-out, she suggests. An excuse to ignore the hardships of people of color. It's also a tool of whiteness to perpetuate the oppression of people of color, according to one paper she recommends parents read.
Wait, how is it a tool of oppression to read that to teach people as colorblind? Because then you're saying, well, they're not this way, so we shouldn't oppress them. We should treat them like everyone else. I don't. What planet are you living on? Not Earth. You're not living here. Well, it is New York, so.
Still, fuck. Wahi believes even white babies display signs of racism.
What the fuck?
Physical pain is needed now to erase the emotional distress of...
What? White babies display racism.
You were born, therefore you are racist. Oh, God. So she encourages parents to talk to their kids about race as early as kindergarten, making them hyper-aware of racial differences.
They're not going to care.
Examine your own whiteness. Thank you.
Kindergarten.
This is what people that fucking are 100% Stormfront fanatics do with their own kids, too. Enjoy the world you create. Fuck!
When you were in kindergarten, did you notice the black kid and thought, oh, the fucking black kid, ah. Or did you think, I want to play with Play-Doh?
Actually, the first thing I did with the one black chick that was in my first grade class was take her down to the fucking one area where we could be private, and I gave her a sweet little kiss on the lips. You know, just like little kids do. Nothing like, yo, I'm going to go at it, but I thought it was cute because, you know, I liked her at the time.
Yeah.
Then she was taken away.
What, in a fucking straitjacket? Because she met you and...
Nah, she just ended up moving, I think.
I know, I was just fucking...
I
just love that. She's like, she used to be normal, now she's just screaming, I know what he's going to be in the future.
She defends segregating minority children by arguing they need a safe place where they can share their ouch moments, including subtle but offensive white comments known as microaggressions. Microaggression.
Jim, I think I'm having an ouch moment right fucking now.
I've been having one.
Yeah. For the past 25 minutes or however long it's been. I just wanted a fun show and you brought a headache on. How dare you? I think I showed this though, so. Was I the one who shared this?
I don't know. Someone shared this.
No, wait.
I think you shared the version of this that came from, what's it called, Breitbart, but then I found the original article they sourced.
Okay.
It was something like that.
I think I found this from some sort of site. You know what? Keep reading.
Bank Streets wants to give kids of color a space to talk about shared experiences, Wahi explained in a parent handout, because even in society today, people of color are treated unfairly.
I don't like life anymore.
They're treated unfairly by being given cupcakes simply for their skin color and walking back to flaunt it in front of the white kids, which is going to lead to fucking far more problems. Thank you so much for giving Stormfront credibility, you fucking morons.
All hail President Trump.
Oh, God. In the recent past, she added, children of color in lower school have been told by well-intentioned peers that their skin looks like the color of poop. I've been told that, and I'm white.
I was told many things. I'm ugly, my eyes look weird, I'm fat.
It's called kids making fun of each other. God, they do it all the time, but...
By the way, 3 viewers. What is going on here?
I don't know. Wahi says the school is merely empowering children of color who feel alienated and devalued in a dominant white culture.
So you're devaluing people Oh fuck! So you're basically just pampering them and
You're pampering them, and you're fucking.
rather than saying, hey, look, everyone's fucking equal, and no one should feel alienated here, and you know, and Tommy, stop hogging the fucking Legos or some shit. Right now, you're gonna be now. All you white kids, stay here and do your math. We're gonna go over here and give the other kids cupcakes. This is a very toxic thing to do.
Oh, God. But Fuck, I got Stormfront on my brain because this thing keeps reminding me of reading a Stormfront article.
Me too.
Oh, God, it's like, you don't even... Fuck! Read the shit that's out there and see how much you conform to these ideals that are being perpetuated by fucking white supremacists. God! You're conforming straight down the line, doing the same exact thing, just inverting who gets the privilege and who gets to suffer.
I mean, why not, instead of making white people pay for their years of oppression, why don't we just start over? Why don't we just fucking clean? I don't want to say forget about it, but why don't we just agree to just fucking live?
But some parents fear the school is nurturing resentment among minority pupils and reinforcing perceptions of victimization.
And of course, enforcing resentment amongst whites.
You want to know what fucking reinforcing perceptions of victimization is? Damn darn dare illegals taking my job. I'm a victim here to these damn freaking illegals coming in. Yeah, that's reinforcing fucking victimization right there. Do you see how this may be lining up to... Fuck!
It's pretty fucking toxic. And I don't apologize to any of you viewers who are sticking this out.
Her extreme diversity program is based on the premise that America is still plagued by systemic racism, which she claims she saw firsthand while serving as a juror hearing criminal cases in Brooklyn.
And then racism still does exist.
Yes,
and we should combat it, but this is not the way to combat it. Shut up, dogs.
You're combating racism by breeding racism. There's something wrong with your formula here. God.
You know, the other problem with this, I'm not trying to say that this is put here intentionally by these people, but this sort of divisive language is very, very easy to be used by politicians and the media to get us to actually vote against our own interests or to support politicians for silly, nonsensical reasons and ignore the big, dangerous... Yeah, not just Trump, though. I mean, if you look at, for instance, what's been going on with things like Brexit...
Nigel Farage decided to leave.
Or Justin Trudeau, who wants to hold a gay pride parade and also sell $15 billion dollars worth of weapons to dictatorships that behead and hang homosexuals in public.
I am just reminded of a press release that was given out. Well, not a press release, but this was like fucking off the... I think it's an Al-Qaeda fucking website newsletter kind of thing, where they said, from now on, please do not target, whenever you attack inside the U.S., please do not target anyone of any color or any gays or anything like that. Only target the whites. That way they will support us. If we just kill the white people, there'll be no harm, no foul. If we kill the gays, they're going to blame us for being gay bashers. We need to work on our image here so people accept us more.
I could just imagine ISIS or Al-Qaeda sat there with like this sort of like gay sort of PR guy, like coming in, the big flamboyant man. All right now, sit down, listen. Well, you got a bit of an image problem, haven't you? Yes. So we're going to fix that for you.
You sound like Jimmy fucking Savile.
No, that'd be more. Now then, ISIS, we fixed it for you to bomb a couple of places in the States.
Jimmy Savile, the ghost of Jimmy Savile being a gay PR man for ISIS. This is a fact.
Now show me your little boys.
She told parents she was shocked to learn that every case involved a minority defendant. So
weird that happens sometimes.
Black area, probably.
That well, not black, but there's a lot of fucking.
Depends upon which area of Brooklyn we're talking.
Puerto Ricans and shit.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Okay. Well, still, majority fucking. I don't know what the racial makeup of Brooklyn is. I know it's not.
It's very diverse.
Can I point out something that I came to the realization of a little while back with all of this stuff?
You've
got the KKK saying that all white people are good, but everybody who's not white is bad. Yeah? Right? It takes all of the non-whites and puts them into a category of, some sort of simple name. Now, that's bad. But these Black Lives Matter people and stuff like that, they want to have people of color, which is basically non-whites, versus whites. They want this social justice seems to be Asians, Jews, Hispanics, gays, like any sort of little minority, all sort of forming up to fight against the evil white man. And it's just like you're seeing the world through the same sort of hatred and lens the KKK are, and you don't seem to realize it.
And their refusal to perform the single amount of introspection. Oh, God.
Well, they're too busy introspecting on themselves as being a wonderful person for believing in X. There's a great thing by John Cleese, and you can look it up. It's on YouTube and everything like that. If you look up John Cleese, extremists, you'll see a sketch where he's just sort of talking, and he's saying that the great thing about being an extremist is that you have an enemy. So if you're a right-wing extremist, you hate these type archetypes, and if you're a left-wing extremist, you hate these archetypes. And the great thing about being an extremist is you can elect all of the good things in life and associate them with you, and all of the bad things in life and associate them with everyone who isn't you, and then you can sit there and justify everything that you do, no matter how evil or abhorrent it is in nature, because you can assign the fault with these people being so bad as to why you have to be bad.
Yes. Can we just please hurry up with this article? I just want to jump out of window.
Yeah. And I think I do remember that skit, though, just to wrap that up. And I think that the funniest part was both the left and the right were supposed to hate moderates.
Yep.
And they do. Except I don't hate you because...
It's great, right? I'm more of a left-wing libertarian, right? And I get told by people on the left that I'm right-wing, and I get told by people that are right-wing that I'm left. It's
Dude,
very,
I'm
very
a
funny.
I'm a social democrat. You should hear this shit that hardcore liberals say about me. Communists and things.
Anyways, in the same May 2015 meeting with parents, she cited the GI Bill as proof of white privilege. If you enlist in the military, you can use the GI Bill for fucking... Do you even...
Keep reading. Maybe she actually gives an example.
Claiming that the popular post-World War II legislation only benefited white soldiers and their heirs. No. Why do you think so many black kids sign up for the fucking army? So
or
they can
people
get that
with
education.
Unfortunately, all they get is a bullet in the fucking head.
Yeah, but they're
or they come out being damaged individuals, and then the military just gives up really doing anything for them.
Yeah.
And so they end up poor and on the street, or they live in very, very low, very, very poorly maintained housing.
And that goes, outside of race. That's all races that go in. That shit happens. And those few that actually survive with minimal mental scarring and actually get to fucking make use of this bill. I have seen it happen countless times, regardless of fucking color. I mean,
the bill doesn't do nearly as much to...
Black enrollment in colleges actually exploded under the GI Bill, especially during peacetime. Well, mostly peacetime.
Of course, now, is it really worth potentially getting shot at to go to college? I don't think so anymore.
Well, the fact is, I mean, back in the old days, when you have like a small... If your country stopped putting so much funding into its military...
That'll never happen.
And put that money elsewhere... You would have people that it was just you're joining up the army. It was essentially you'd go and play fucking scouts for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And because you've gone and played scouts for a couple of years with, various types of people.
Well, yeah, the Swedish had or maybe still has mandatory military
Switzerland.
service. Sweden too.
Is it just Sweden too? I didn't know about Sweden, but I know Switzerland only 5% of their military is actually acting soldiers. The rest is just a militia made up of men and women.
And then people are like, "Oh my God, mandatory military service," and yeah, that does suck. Except for the fact that when's the last time Sweden fought a war?
Exactly. Well, I mean, back in the times when we had a nice peacetime, where everyone was a little bit war-wrecked by the Second World War, people sort of chilled out for a bit. And then we had a bit where people sort of like grew and prosper, and then we decided to go back to murdering and killing each other again.
I mean, Sweden has the longest record of peace in any country. And yet, they have mandatory military service. Can't be that hard to be a fucking military person in Sweden.
I'm going to wait for your comment on this, but wait till I finish the paragraph. It's only
no shit. Go.
Most recently, parents were upset with her airing a documentary film lionizing leaders of the violent Black Panthers movement. On May 31st, the Bank Street School screened Black Panthers, Vanguard of the Revolution, which depicts Panthers founder and convicted cop killer Huey Newton as a martyr.
He kind of was, actually. I don't have anything against the original Black Panthers, to be honest. I think they were kind of needed. Especially because this was when the fucking oppression was like, the oppression is real. The new Black Panther Party are full of shit, but as far as the old Black, I don't really have anything wrong with them. I mean, I will say they did things that I wouldn't really agree with, but,
Yeah.
I don't really think they're wrong. And fucking, murder. And besides, the government did a lot more killing of the Panthers than the Panther did killing of anyone else.
In 2013, moreover, parents expressed outrage over an email from Wahi that seemed to sympathize with Muslim terrorists after the Boston Marathon bombings.
Oh, fuck me.
Which that could go either way. Maybe it was an outpouring to Muslims, or it could have been fucking legit, because I've seen both branded that. I've seen both ends branded that, I'm sympathizing with terrorists, and this is where you can't fucking distinguish. Fuck. The April 17th, 2013 message. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, read the fucking message, stupid.
From Anshu, our Director of Diversity and Community, the Boston Marathon. Another perspective. Advise students to be mindful of stereotypes and dangerous ideas. Well, that seems sane, but I would like to read the whole damn thing, just to get more context. It linked to an article titled, "Let's Hope the Boston Marathon Bomber is a White American." Now that I would be pissed off about.
Well, I was kind of hoping that too, just so all the conspiracy tards would shut up. I was kind of hoping that too.
Yeah,
but not seriously, just kind of jokingly. It wouldn't be cool if it was some white guy, but not seriously. I don't really.
Yeah, not like, I want it to be white that way because, whites are evil. Not
No,
you wanted it because I want these conspiracy nutters to shut up.
Yes.
I'm sick and tired of hearing how Obama is this and that,
Well, no, how about the Muslim takeover? And I was just like, well, wouldn't it be cool if the guys were white, just to shut these people up?
Well,
damn it.
You have had that a few times, haven't you?
Well, yes, but not enough. But yeah, it wasn't an anti-white thing. It was just, oh, please let it be different.
I'm not saying that. I was just saying, but you've had that sort of thing where everyone's been speculating that the person who did something was a Muslim. It must have been a terror thing, and then it turns out no, it wasn't. It was some white kid.
Yeah, isn't that great? Anyway.
Okay.
Columbine was a terrorist plot.
Hey.
I thought I'd get you there.
On to the lighter side of things.
I don't. I need music after this.
Now, come on, we all know that Columbine was actually a conspiracy by the CIA
Shut up.
to delegitimize white people so that black people could inherit the earth.
Oh, God.
As promised by a secret reparations act signed by your government.
Jim, me and you are going to fly to England and beat Chaz to death.
No, to near death. We need him alive so we can hear the screams.
Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Right up until he begs us to end his misery. And then we'll just leave him there.
Anyways, from allhealthynews.com. Eating a vagina cures cancer according to cancer treatment studies.
I don't know if this is true, but hey,
I'm all for it. The professionals have actually been making use of a lot of their time looking for brand new options to the issues that the culture is dealing with now. Particularly when it involves illness. They are continuously looking for brand new manner in which could be reliable as well as effective for all individuals.
Apparently going to the bar, picking up chicks.
Did you know that eating a female's personal body organ could conserve you from deadly conditions such as cancer cells and also cardiovascular disease?
I have no idea if this is true, but I'm going to endorse it.
I endorse it as well. Addicted to vaginal skin.
Vaginal skin.
Whatever. Deciding on the research study that was made in State College of New York City, one of the most vital dish that a guy need to take is consuming the vaginal area. The bodily hormones such as the DHEA hormone agents as well as oxytocin are being generated whenever cunnilingus takes place. These hormonal
they told me this because I had cancer, so I ate a woman's vagina and then they arrested me. Apparently, you're not supposed to cut it off and eat it.
Yeah, they kind of frown upon it when you take that knife from their neck down to rip it out. These hormonal agents can protect against cancer cells on a person. This act does not just please the urges of male and female. However, it additionally assists the enhancement and the health and wellness of a person who may have a problem. It is a means of taking pleasure in the satisfaction while having health and wellness advantages. So the following time that you question concerning going down on a female, make certain every one of these points is in your mind. This is not just for your safety and security, however. It is likewise for the satisfaction of your body.
I support this.
Yes. And the whole thing just started to make me think, maybe going down on that hooker that smelled and tasted like rancidity on top of fucking rotting. it wasn't such a bad idea.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Oh, God.
That's disgusting.
Yes, it is disgusting. And with that, I think this is where we're going to call it.
I'll decide when we're gonna. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to yell at you.
Good. Unless you wanted to talk about something else, I don't give a shit.
I thank everyone who has watched this show. We still have viewers. So thank you to everyone who's watched the show. Like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already, because if you haven't, then you're a horrible person.
Don't say like, favorite, and subscribe. Everyone says that, and they will.
I didn't say like and I didn't say favorite. I don't care if you favorite, or I don't even care if you like. Subscribe and donate to me on Patreon. Give me money.
Yeah, we need a new Patreon because the old guy runs it. He needs to be fucking farted on.
I could ask him for it without me having to talk to him.
Yeah, and he's all pissantry because when do friends become boring? Friends are always boring until they are interesting.
He became boring about 6 minutes after I talked to him. Anyway, we're not going to mention his name because we don't want to give him publicity. This has been the Swine Brothers Show, episode 93 for the 4th of July, 2016. You can, if you'd like to tell us how we did, you can comment or email me at ellinthemood@gmail.com. If you'd like to like us on Facebook, it's just type in Swine Brothers on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter at SwineBros666. For my co-host and politics expert Chaz, for my other co-host, co-music expert and newsreader and asshole Jim, I've been Ellie Lindemood, your host. We'll see you next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, when we might have a special guest.
And we rip off the anuses of people and force feed it back to them as if it was a hot dog.